All right, we're still on day 6, guided practice. This is page number 3. The first 2 pages were factoring. These next 2 pages deal with both factoring and quadratic formula and graphing. We're just going to solve on these next 2 pages. Solving is really closely related to factoring. So I believe most of these on this page can be used. We can use Desmos with this. I'm going to skip down to number 11 and 12. I believe these are the more tricky ones. And then I'll have you try 9 and 10 with your group. So number 11, which of the following is a solution to 3x squared equals 5x plus 2? I'm going to graph this on Desmos. I don't believe we have to have it equal to 0 if we're using Desmos. We probably should so that we can see the quadratic, but if you just type this in exactly how you see it, you should see the 2 solutions here, negative 0.333 and 2. If I look, 2 is not a solution. Negative 2 is, but that's not the same as 2. Okay, and negative 333, that's not negative 5. I'm guessing that negative 0.333 is the same as negative 1/3, but we could definitely check it out here. Negative 1/3 is negative 0.333. That was really easy. We just checked that on Desmos. We checked our 2 solutions here and saw which solution was an answer choice. Okay, now again, this is just 2 lines because it's not equal to 0. If I were to set this equal to 0, 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 equals 0, or I guess just minus 2, we don't need to equal 0. If I check that, then it's the parabola that it should look like. We still have our 2 solutions, but then it also gives us the y-intercept and the vertex there. So maybe you want to just make sure it's equal to 0 and plug it in like that, or maybe you just want to plug it in and find your 2 solutions, whatever works best for you, but you definitely can use Desmos here. All right, number 12, let's go to my mouse. Number 12, which of the following is a solution to this quadratic? So 3x squared minus 2x minus 2. Here are my solutions, and again, recognize that if I do type in equals 0, it's going to be 2 lines, but I'll still get the same solutions, so either way. And if I notice, these decimals are not nice at all. Okay, so I can definitely check using Desmos. Neither of these are 2 or negative 2, so I know that those are not the answer. And so since the answer has to be one of these, that's quadratic formula. So we could have just taken this and done quadratic formula. Remember, A, the 3 is A, and the negative 2 is B, and the C is negative 2. And we plug it into this big quadratic formula here. We got plus or minus out front. We can do all that stuff, or we just use Desmos. Okay. Now we need to figure out which one of these solutions is the actual solution, and we can check that on Desmos actually. So when we type this in, it's going to be the same as when we have a fraction. I'm at the fraction bar first to get my little divide sign. And on the top, in the numerator, we have negative 1 plus square root 7 divided by 3. We get 0.548. If we look at our 2 solutions, we have negative 0.548, but we don't have positive 0.548. So I don't believe that this is going to be the answer. Now, if we check the positive one, remember, I need my divide sign or my fraction bar first to make it easy. We have 1 plus square root 7 divided by 3. We get 1.215. That is an answer, 1.12515 right here. So we know that this is the answer. Okay, so on number 12, we were supposed to use quadratic formula and then simplify all the way down. But we did just use Desmos to plug it in. We typed in our answer choice to make sure it matched. And then we got the correct answer. Okay, so that was 11, 12. Those are the 2 hard ones on this page. You can do 9 and 10 the same way. You can just type number 9 into Desmos and see which solutions we have for the quadratic. And for number 10, same thing. You can type this into Desmos if you'd like. You could also set both of these equal to 0 and solve for x. You'll get the same thing either way. You just might not. You'll get the decimal in Desmos, so you'll need to check the fraction to make sure it's the same. So go ahead and try number 9 and 10, either factoring or quadratic formula or Desmos. I would highly suggest Desmos. Make sure to put your graph over here on the right side.